page 394.
Robbie, can you come in here, please? So, hi. I called you in here today because, I wanted to talk to you about your performance. I have been reviewing your reports and I don't think you're performing at your full potential. Some of your customers have said you haven't followed up with them. There's been some mistakes in your calculations and your deadlines haven't been met. So I just wanted to ask you what's been going on.
First of all, I've been top performer in the whole company since 2015, and I think I'm the best employee here, hands down. I don't think it's a competition, to be honest. And just the other day, I turned in all my work for Harry. And maybe if you guys wouldn't put all the work on me and maybe spread it out a little bit, it wouldn't be such a problem. Maybe so noticeable. You don't appreciate anything that I do, honestly, and I don't get paid well enough to be here.
Okay, all right. I hear what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from. What about if we give you a better raise? Would that make you feel better and maybe be an incentive for you to work with your teammates more? And maybe they could share in your workload? Would that make it easier?
It probably depends on what kind of raise we're talking about. I have a lot of work around here with the changes in the regulations, so I don't have time to learn anything new. So maybe if I get a little extra time, you get off my back, maybe we could get something done.
No, yeah, you're right. You're totally right, Robbie. I've asked a lot of you lately, and I should be compensating you for your extra time. What about a 5% raise, and then you can split your shift on Fridays so you can have the time to learn all the new stuff. And then your team's learning new stuff too, so they kind of need some new time as well. And they could help you. So you could all benefit from learning together. But if you agree, then things might be a little better for you and everyone else. But don't tell anybody about the raise, because I think everyone else would get upset about that.
I mean, that could be a start, but honestly, I don't feel like they like me and their team. And honestly, it kind of makes me hate teamwork. I'm tired of working so much, and I barely get any off days. All the time, I get no overtime. I'm overworked, and I'm tired of it.
No, it's okay. What if I give you an extra off day every 2 weeks?
Like 2 weeks?
Okay, every week. An extra off day every week. Does that?
That's no problem.
Okay.
So, when are we gonna go golfing again?
Golf? You mean Quidditch?
Quidditch?
It's okay. No, don't even worry about it. We can go this weekend. Yes, we can totally go this weekend if you're free. And I'll make sure I'll put your raise in the computer and just please make sure that you try to work with your team, and I know they're gonna start helping you more with your group work and they'll start making you feel more included, but I just need you to be a little more aware of your feelings. Okay, and then I'll put your extra day in as well. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good.
Okay, good.
Hermione Granger. You just witnessed a scene where Ron Weasley mishandled an employee, and we would like to teach you how you could have done it better. We're going to use servant leadership and courageous followership to show you how. We're going to key in on awareness, persuasion, empathy, listening, building community, stewardship, and foresight, along with the courage to serve, the courage to challenge, and the courage to assume responsibility. There are a few ways Ron could have improved his situation with the problem employee. Ron is not showing self-awareness. He is not aware of his position in the eye of his employees, because he does not see himself as though he is in charge. He should take a look to develop himself more further and have confidence in the position he holds to create the environment where his employees look to him for direction and growth, not friendship within the workplace. Once Ron becomes a courageous follower and develops the courage to challenge poor behavior, he will be able to challenge the bad behaviors and persuade his employees to follow his lead. Persuading implies convincing the employees that one way is better than another. This way, they are not being coerced into following, but they are choosing to follow.
Okay, alright, I hear what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from.
Ron is listening to his employee and showing empathy, which is a good start. But because he lacks the courage to assume responsibility, he is not using this opportunity to take control of the situation and lead it in the direction he wants it to go. Ron allows himself to be manipulated by Robbie and doesn't stand firm on his ground. Instead of insisting that Robbie does better work, he turns around and offers him a raise to temporarily fix the situation. This is the opposite of courageous followership because Ron is not challenging Robbie's bad behavior, he is just placating it. Ron is focusing on his employee instead of Robbie and Ron both focusing on the purpose of the organization. Ron took the employee's change in behavior as a positive indication. He thought that things would get better and that he'd gotten through to Robbie. However, Ron simply gave in to what Robbie wanted and didn't try to align Robbie's wants with the organization's needs. This situation will happen again if Ron does not address it, and could also put Ron's job in jeopardy if performance continues to be poor. Ron showed his misinterpretation of foresight in this situation. He misread Robbie's behavior as a positive change, when in reality he was actually being manipulated by his friendship that he sought out in Robbie. Ron trusts that the actions he chose to use in his interaction with Robbie are going to have a positive effect on the future of the company. Ron is utilizing stewardship by having a sense of trust in his meeting with Robbie. However, because of the way it was handled, Ron's trust is misplaced because he bribed his employee to do better instead of committing to Robbie's growth as a person and as an employee, and he offered a reward before being certain that he would get a better performance from Robbie.
Just please make sure that you try to work with your team, and I know they're going to start helping you more with your group work, and they'll start making you feel more included, but I just need you to be a little more aware of your feelings, okay?
Ron started the conversation perfectly by acknowledging how he felt, using empathy, and showing that he was listening. But afterwards, he should have asked what he could do to help Robert perform better within the team. Ron should have organized a meeting or a team-building exercise in order to help the team grow together and accept Robbie. While Ron tried to promote a sense of community by asking Robbie to talk with his teammates about how he felt, a team meeting would have been a better option to discuss the issues that were not being confronted. He should have assumed responsibility and become a facilitator of the meeting to ensure everyone's voice was heard, not just Robert's. This would have displayed the courage to serve and the courage to assume responsibility by taking initiative to make changes in the team and by encouraging an open dialogue, self-reflection within each individual and keeping the overall stress level down, which we all know is the ultimate goal.
If you agree, then things might be a little better for you and everyone else, but don't tell anybody about the raise, because I think everyone else is getting upset about that.
Raises and bonuses are a good incentive that can be used as a form of persuasion when employees show improvement or consistent good work, but the incentive should not have been used to calm Robbie down. Ron should have explained that he understood how Robbie feels and that he isn't paid enough, but in order to gain a higher pay, Robbie needs to show that he has earned it. Here, Ron could have offered Robbie an incentive by explaining that after a certain amount of time, where Robbie shows improvement and acceptable work, Ron would reward his improved behavior with a raise. Ron should have had the courage to challenge and put his foot down by refusing to give a raise when Robbie was complaining about his pay. He should have had the courage to assume responsibility by doing self-reflection and inner inspection in order to discover how to become more self-aware of his actions. While he does take the initiative to make a change by offering Robbie a raise, doing so is actually holding the team back instead of propelling it forward, which will always cause the organization to underperform instead of doing their best work. We are excited to have you work with our organization and wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much. We hope you learned everything you needed out of this wonderful video.
Hello again, Hermione Granger here. I'm going to get a little assistance from my fellow professor, Professor Severus Snape. He would like to teach you a few more things about leadership, and I've given him the opportunity to do so.
This is the second time you've spoken out of turn, Miss Granger. Are you incapable of restraining yourself, or do you take pride in being an insufferable know-it-all?
Well, I'll let you have a turn being an insufferable know-it-all. How about that?
Responsibility, brave, tender. It's not so much what you choose to do as not disobeying it. Please. How about? Yeah, because you have to be courageous with yourself on stage, I think, emotionally. To me is the intensity and accuracy of their listening. And then what you have to say will become automatic. And then it will be free and alive. And then you can work on it and show.
You just witnessed a scene where Ronald...
I'm sorry.
3, go.
Thanks. I totally understand where you're coming from. We could give you.
Or like if you can back up and take your feet up from the desk.
Yes, it does. Is that gonna make you too angry?